Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Soo, your 2022 Oakland mayoral candidate. Well, today is opening day of baseball. It's a new season for everybody, except for the Oakland A's. Well, if you've been following along with what's happening with the Oakland A's, they've traded away all of their talent. Literally, they've traded away all of the talent. The scheduled opening pitcher was supposed to be Mania, and he was traded to San Diego just this week for their opener. And so here we have no expectations for the Oakland A's to do anything substantial this year. And yet they still want to create a $1 billion baseball stadium at Howard Terminal, which is highly unlikely at this part since the Seaport Advisory Board said no by a 5-4-1 vote. And so Howard Terminal is all but a dead project right now. And Dave Cabal has also been all over YouTube and Facebook and the media talking about finalizing a land deal in Nevada for Las Vegas. And so yesterday we had Libby, who's made some opinions before, sometimes sticking her foot into her mouth. And yesterday was one of those times also. But getting back to baseball, right here in San Francisco, today is opening day over across the bay at Oracle Park. And the parking this morning on KTVU Channel 2, Sal Castaneda, he was broadcasting from the stadium while they were preparing it for opening night tonight. And he said that the closest parking was 2 blocks away and was $120 for parking. That is insane. And baseball and the owners are wondering why people aren't coming out to the park. Well, people are broke. You know, they're just trying to keep a roof over their head. They don't have that kind of money just to park the car. And then on top of that, you have the outrageous price of baseball tickets. And we saw last year Oakland A's right at the completion of the year, while they were starting to talk about fans buying season tickets for the new season because we'll do better next year, and you had all that hope. Well, if you were suckered into buying those season tickets and now you find out what happened, you're going to be pissed. I would be. I know I would have certainly been, especially paying that kind of money for season tickets or even partial season tickets. Even a one-day ticket is ridiculously priced and not family friendly anymore, because a family of 4 can't afford to go out to the baseball park, let alone pay for parking. Then you have to have 4 tickets in a very expensive area, most likely. Then you're paying $5, $6, $7 for a hot dog, $8 for a beer is the last I heard. It might be up to 10 right now, and I don't drink. But then the stadium and the players make all that money. The owners make money. But yet the ownership and the administrators to that give Oakland a really distasteful product. And it's been consistently that way since Charles Finley sold the team. And from that point forward, we had nothing but complaints. And there are a lot of complaints that to be had about the Oakland Coliseum because it wasn't well thought out. Bottom line, it wasn't well thought out. And in fact, there's a test that because of what happened and the poor engineering at Oakland Coliseum, that all new stadiums are subjected to this one test because of the engineering miscalculation and the engineering of the Oakland Coliseum. So that's an interesting one itself. But yet, here we go. We get owners that want to stroke their ego. The Fisher family, Dave Cavall, they're talking about putting up a stadium that looks like a jewel. So literally, they're saying, look, we own a crown jewel in a major city and in a major market. Well, unfortunately, those same people and their friends that are developers have priced housing and real estate in such a way that people are struggling just to keep a roof over their heads nowadays. And so asking double duty, double dipping to fleece more of Oaklanders into supporting this team, that's just wrong at this time. And using that particular piece of real estate for a crown jewel wasn't a good use, and even when they had announced it, I already knew that there was no chance for that to go through, because I know a lot of the folks that sit on the BCDC board, and I know their opinions, and I know how much work it was to get Oracle Park built, which was originally AT&T Park. That was a lot of work, and BCDC had a say in that. And the circumstances were very different from Oakland and San Francisco. San Francisco did not have Port of San Francisco any longer. It had already, long time ago, died and gone to heaven because Port of Oakland took over everything with the containerized shipping. And that's what the industry uses as a standard now, and Oakland still needs those spaces for the port operations. And a ballpark on a property that is used by the Port of Oakland just doesn't have a chance of moving forward. And I knew that, and the city should have known that to begin with. And we just have to say, what's going on? You know, every time that the ownership has not gotten their way, they do exactly this. They sell off all the key players, make themselves a last place team, and it's done time and time again. And so this is part of the hissy fits of the owners and past owners. And it's just the rich kids throwing their tantrum and say, well, if I can't get my way, I'm just going to pick up all my stuff and leave. Well, when you leave to Las Vegas, you still got a crappy product. And your support, while it may be good for a season, maybe 2 seasons, then the light's going to really shine at how crappy of a team that you have created and a bad product. And I hear a lot of folks that live in Las Vegas that are also having remorse that the Raiders moved out there. And these are common, average, everyday folks that are struggling, working paycheck to paycheck. These are not the higher salaried Raiders fans. And a lot of the Raiders fans come from Southern California, from the Los Angeles, San Diego area. Some even right here from Oakland fly out to Las Vegas for those games played at Allegiant Stadium. We have to really question whether the Fisher family has long-term plans to keep the A's and really make a quality product, because The reason why San Francisco is doing so much better than Oakland is because they're consistent. They have a consistent winner, even though some seasons may not be as well, but they had several back-to-back seasons. And then they hang on to their players. They hang on to the coaches. And that creates loyalty, brand loyalty. And that's something that the Fisher family and Dave Cabal have not created here in Oakland. So thanks for joining me today. We'll be right back.